What's going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, and here we are going to ask the question, who should be the starting quarterback this week versus the Chokers if Jimmy Garoppolo is out? My answer might shock you. All right, what's up, Raider Nation? Thank you guys for tuning in today. And to many people, this is an easy answer. And you might think that by me wearing the jersey, you know my answer. Well, it's just like all things in my life, whether I pick Cool Ranch Doritos or Cheetos or Ruffles or tortilla chips. It's complicated. And I just wanted to ask a question before the big question. Raider Nation, is it okay if I wear this jersey now? Is it okay? Huh? Please tell me yes. Is it okay? Can I wear the number 4 jersey with the possibility of Aiden O'Connell playing? Can I? Please? Even though the back name says something different. Go F yourselves, critique jersey people, jersey critiquers. All right, guys, look, the narrative now around Josh McDaniels has gotten even bigger, that he should be fired and whatnot, and we need to move on, because after 20 games, many of you are barely realizing what a lot of us have been speaking about for at least a year, whether it be sabotage or whatever the hell is going on, or if he's a genius or a doofus, or whatever the case is. Technically, Tardy did, can't say that word anymore on YouTube. What's going on, Raider Nation? That's what everybody's asking the question. And for a quarterback guru genius in Josh McDaniels, there's a dilemma. Not to many of us, because all the preseason hype and everything, even the jersey controversy surrounding AOC, Aiden O'Connell, it's all come to a head in week 4. That's right, we all knew the Glass Joe of NFL football, quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo, is injured or possibly not going to play this week. So, all that preseason hype, all that other stuff that was given to us by a very decent looking rookie has now come to fruition. And Raider Nation is on that train, yo! AOC, baby, he's the next great white hope. Let's go. Let's go. That's our 4th round quarterback. He could be the next Tom Brady. Josh McDaniels picked him. Yeah, let's go. And again, I am not hating. I am doing comedy. I am having fun. I'm talking about situations. That's what I'm doing with this whole thing. I want the young man to succeed. I do. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to see another number 4 do well? Of course I do. So the people that are judging me or assuming so quickly, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Relax. Don't do it when you want to get to it. Relax. Don't do it when you want to call me a car stand. But like I said, Aiden O'Connell, maybe in a detriment to him, was given the number 4 jersey, forced on that jersey. He came out, looked poised, looked amazing, did his job well. But the controversy surrounding Josh McDaniels is bigger than ever. And now Raider fans are clamoring for the next great quarterback, or we've always been clamoring for that, let's be honest. Even when we had Carr, we wanted a better quarterback. So now the narrative is, I'm going to say 98% are like, if Jimmy Garoppolo is out, you have to start Aiden O'Connell. With that possible temptation that we saw, we need to know what we got from the kid. We need to know what we got from Aiden O'Connell. Again, he looked good in the preseason, whether it be backups or this or that, I don't care. We got excited because we haven't seen quarterback play like that, especially in a rookie, for many years since the quarterback that shall not be named. Whether he ended his Raider career as good of a quarterback as he started with the potential, I don't think he did. But this is the first time we saw a lot of good potential. And again, we have to face Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, and all these other players. So we're all like, oh, please give us a quarterback. And if it was a fourth round quarterback, so be it. But now here is where I have an issue, not with Aiden O'Connell. I love the guy. I wish him the best. But he's caught in the Josh McDaniels black hole. Okay? Whether it be sabotage, narcissism, egotistical, whatever he did when he forced the number 4 jersey to Aiden O'Connell, that is a story. Find out, look it up. You know, whether he wanted to get spiteful against Derek Carr indirectly behind the scenes, I don't know. I don't care. But it does bother me, and it should bother him. But it doesn't. Like I said, he's going about his job as a class act. But Josh McDaniels brought in Brian Hoyer to back up Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, the narrative is bad against Jimmy Garoppolo right now, so I think you guys don't mind me making funny names. But he brought Brian Hoyer in as a veteran to be Garoppolo's backup and to teach the young guys McDaniels' system, so on and so forth, because we all know Jimmy G has to take time away from his hookers to teach, Aiden O'Connell. And Jimmy G don't like competition. We all know what happened when they brought in a first-round quarterback in San Francisco, and, he got booted for Brady, and he's a retread. That's what's going on. If one of the best offensive minds in the league in San Francisco did not want Garoppolo to truly be their Super Bowl caliber quarterback, and they kept drafting and wanted to get rid of him and trade him and whatever the case is, we don't got ourselves an MVP quarterback. We got ourselves an average quarterback in a bad system. But Brian Hoyer from Josh McDaniels was brought in to back him up, that knows his system from all the years with the Patriots, blah, blah, so on and so forth. So now here's the question. With Josh McDaniels' egotistical nature, where he wants to be proven right, he won't admit fault or this or that in any direction, even during the field goal call that we all know both of them were wrong when they went for it and they didn't go for it in that fourth quarter. What's he going to do? The fan base is clamoring for him to get fired. And will he please the fans by playing O'Connell? And if he does do that, if O'Connell succeeds and plays good and Jimmy comes back, well, if you think about it, in Raider Nation, we now have a quarterback controversy. Because if Aiden O'Connell plays well, looks as good as he did in the preseason, we maybe get a victory, or it's close to a victory versus the Chokers, or whatever. Raider Nation is going to feel that hope even more. Plus, it's early in the season. Then Jimmy Garoppolo is insecure, just like our old quarterback that shall not be named. maybe in a lesser fashion. But Jimmy G, he ain't going to be feeling the love from Raider Nation. Now McDaniels has to make decisions every week, and the media is going to keep talking about it and talking about it. Hey, AOC looked good. Jimmy G's available. He's out of protocol. Do you think he's going to play this week? He's practicing. Now McDaniels is going to have to make a statement. Oh, Jimmy G's our starting quarterback. Then Raider Nation will get even more mad at him. Or does he bench Jimmy Garoppolo in week 5 or 6 or whatever it may be? Josh McDaniels has got himself into a really, really, really bad situation this early in the season. Every decision he has been making with the team in terms of love, respect, aspects, controlling, trying to build a foundation, he has no effing clue. He doesn't know how to look at the future and see problems that might exist if something bad happens like it just did. So, for us, we want the hype. We want the excitement. We're soured on Jimmy Garoppolo. We're soured on McDaniels' decision-making. And we're all soured on Brian Hoyer. So, to Raider Nation, it's an easy decision. Play Aiden O'Connell. Played Aiden O'Connell. Let's go. That's also a lot of pressure for the young man in week 3 to have to live up to our expectations. But hey, we want to see if he got it. So I feel you there, Raider Nation. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. We all want that to be the case. But how many times is that the case for the Raiders? And let's be honest, in a loving, positive hope, if O'Connell plays and we have a quarterback controversy and somehow he's the starter the rest of the season or even in a few more games if Garoppolo is out and he looks as good each and every time, we're going to go into next year excited. Oh, man, next year we're going to do good. We're going to do good. We're going to play Aiden O'Connell, man. We're going to build the defense. Again, possibly giving Josh McDaniels an excuse. You get it? If Aiden O'Connell looks as good and this and that, like I said, the excuses for Josh McDaniels will stop because we got a decent-looking quarterback and we got some vision of the future of excitement and all that, so he gets another year. I don't want Josh McDaniel off the hot sheet. I want Aiden O'Connell to play good and be a hope for us and, look as good as he can be. And if he's the next Tom Brady, which that's really impossible to do, but if he is, oh, you gosh dang believe I want that on the Raiders. You know I do. But I don't want McDaniels to get an out like that. He don't deserve it, in my opinion. He'll end up looking like the genius that he tells everybody he is. Well, I drafted him in the 4th. I knew what I had in him. I made the decision to start him. Blah, blah, blah. That's just what I don't want. I want the Raiders to win. I want Aiden O'Connell to play. I want him to look good. But I have the fear that if he does so, Josh McDaniels, a lot of people will let off on him. And then, he'll get more chances. And that's my biggest fear. But now let's look at this from an analytical wise. And I'm going to give a prediction. And we all think we know the correct decision that Josh McDaniels should make in playing Aiden O'Connell. But we don't know what Josh McDaniels thinks. Clearly, we don't understand him or like him, or we're calling him a clown now. But let's look into his history, the way he might make this decision. And again, you guys might not like the answer that I'm going to give for that situation for Josh McDaniels. So, if I'm Josh McDaniels, I have to play Brian Hoyer. Again, if I'm Josh McDaniels, I'm not speaking for Mikey Raider. I'm speaking for Josh McDumbutt. Josh McDonald's, as they called him the other day on Murph's show. I have to play Brian Hoyer to keep my image of a tough-nosed coach who picks his quarterback, goes with his guys, believes in his guys, and, I brought Hoyer in for a reason, and I'm not going to let the fans or anybody make my decisions. Because that's what he's been doing for a year and a half with everything. Whether they want Derek Carr gone, this or that. He's been making his own decisions. They've been bad, in my opinion. But at least he's consistent with his bad CRAP. And let's be honest, let's look at the numbers. Brian Hoyer was brought in to be the backup. For every week this season, even after how good Aiden O'Connell has looked, Aiden O'Connell has not been rostered in the game. He has not suited up. They've always went with two quarterbacks. So, Brian Hoyer is officially the backup to Jimmy Garoppolo. If McDaniels believed in Aiden O'Connell, fed into the hype from the preseason, and loved everything he saw from him in practice, in training camp, in preseason games, why the heck wasn't Aiden O'Connell listed to be Garoppolo's backup these first 3 games? Again, maybe he don't believe in Aiden O'Connell as much, or he brought Hoyer in to be the backup. So, if we're sticking with those consistent decisions, whether good or bad, Hoyer should be the starting quarterback this week if Jimmy Garoppolo is out. That's not my view. It's not my opinion. My opinion is, after what we saw in the preseason, Aiden O'Connell should have been the backup to Jimmy Garoppolo, knowing he's Glass Joe of quarterbacks. But it didn't happen. McDaniels went with his guy. So that's why, if I'm McDaniels, I stay with Brian Hoyer. Keep my idiocracy, my consistency, and just show the world I'm not going to feed into the outside noise. Hoyer was brought in to be the backup. He was placed as the backup in the first 3 games for a reason, and Hoyer is going to play. Now, again, that's not the answer for most of us. Hoyer should have been the backup quarterback, in week 1, week 2, week 3, etc., so on and so forth. And again, this is all null and void if Jimmy Garoppolo comes out of the protocol and plays, which they're saying he's passing through the protocol quickly. No other player has passed through within 7 days this year. I don't know if it's possible, but if Garoppolo does pass all the protocols and does play like he's a decision Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon or whatever, that's going to make me think, was the concussion real? Was he avoiding controversy? Was he avoiding talking to the media after, a really, really horrible day where he got exposed? I'm going to start thinking that way if he passes the protocol. I'm going to start saying, because he did locker room interviews, but then he canceled his press conference. So I'm going to start thinking, things that make you go, But again, that's if he passes the protocol before Sunday. And if he doesn't, we go back to our Brian Hoyer versus Aiden O'Connell conversation. This is a mess for Josh McDaniels. Either way, if he starts Hoyer, the fan base is going to turn. Then on top of that, if Hoyer plays bad, fan base is going to turn even more. If he starts Aiden O'Connell, the fan base will be a little bit more happy. But if we lose in a bad fashion with Aiden O'Connell, they're not going to blame Aiden O'Connell. They're going to blame Josh McDaniels. Then we're going to be praying for Jimmy Garoppolo to get healthy. But again, it's just week after week after week, there's some sort of drama, turmoil, or stuff. I don't know what's going on. And, I mean, it's good for views, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, Raider Nation. I wish we could just go into every week with, the GOAT at tight end, the GOAT at quarterback, the GOAT at receiver, which we already have, the GOAT at running back, the GOAT at linebacker, the GOAT at, can you have that many GOATs on a team? Just a thought. We have a lot of sheep in our nation and on our team. All right, Raider Nation. So let me give you my honest answer. Again, I don't know what to expect from the Raiders versus the Chargers. I want McDaniels to stop saying, I want McDaniels to start making better decisions. And I want him to start making the right ones. But everything we've seen from him, I don't think he has that capability to get past whatever narcissism he has or whatever the situation is to make those decisions. And he does what he thinks is right in every instance. But like the movie Happy Gilmore, the price is wrong, Josh. But either answer he does this week, if Jimmy Garoppolo is out, is going to create controversy one way or another. Again, if we get the win, Aiden O'Connell looks good, then Josh McDaniels, his leash that he's been hanging on, is going to be taken away a little by little. And I don't want that for him. I want him to face the fire. But I also want the Raiders to have some excitement for the future. So I'm very perturbed. And I also want Josh McDaniels, whether good or bad, to be consistent. Again, you've been consistent with all of this stuff for a year and a half. Don't stop now. I will lose more respect. And again, I want Aiden O'Connell to play. That's the fan in me. But I will lose even more respect if Josh McDaniels, knowing that he always is consistent with making his bad decisions, he doesn't be consistent with making Brian Hoyer his quarterback. That's his guy. I want Brian Hoyer to be picked. And again, that's going to get misconstrued. I want Aiden O'Connell to play. But I want to see Josh McDaniels stick. I will lose respect for him. I will lose respect for him if all of a sudden he goes against not putting Aiden O'Connell as the backup for whatever reason, the previous 3 games, and then all of a sudden he plays Aiden O'Connell. I will lose respect for him even more because at least I was thinking he was consistent at making bad choices, and that's his pride or his ego, and you expect a man to do that. But if all of a sudden he caves like a weakling, it just makes him weaker, in my opinion. You know what I'm trying to say? You guys won't get it. You're just going to hear that I think that he should play Hoyer. I think that he should play O'Connell because I have excitement. I don't care who he plays. But I want him to play Hoyer, to be consistent. And then I also, in some indirect way, I want him to get exposed even more. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Hey, I'm just being truthful, Raider Nation. But at the end of the day, this is an interesting thing, man. If Josh McDaniels, I'm going to call it caving, because he didn't put Aiden O'Connell as the backup the previous 3 games. So if all of a sudden Aiden O'Connell is starting for the game, if Jimmy Garoppolo's at, let's be honest, that means Josh McDaniels caved to fan pressure, to media pressure, and then he'll spin it in the media, oh, Aiden O'Connell won the job this week, in practice. But yet Aiden O'Connell hasn't won the backup job in previous weeks. You get it? It just feels like a lie, like a bad storyline. Hey, but let's be honest, maybe a bad storyline can turn into a good storyline. That's my only positivity. But at the end of the day, I got to keep saying this, guys. I want Aiden O'Connell to play. I want him to do well. I want all the gifts of faith and goodness to happen. I don't think it will under this Josh McDaniels regime. But there may be a diamond in the rough. But I just don't want Josh McDaniels off the hook. I would love Aiden O'Connell to look good, start, play. Then, still, Josh McDaniels get fired next year. Then a new coach comes in with a good-looking player like Aiden O'Connell to start the team off right. And they can focus building on defense. But then again, now it's a new system with Aiden O'Connell. So many questions, Raider Nation. That being said, thank you guys for tuning in to this 30-minute long video. I hope you guys enjoyed the setup. I'm trying something new. That being said, I'll come to you guys tomorrow or Saturday with my game preview once I get more information on who's the starting quarterback or whatever the situation might be. But I'll be honest with you guys. I predicted this week as a loss, I believe, in my prediction segment. And I might be sticking to that narrative. But again, if Aiden O'Connell plays, I'm going to feel hopeful. And I'm going to bring my positivity back up. And we're going to hope we're going to have a revenge game. So, I'm leaning toward a victory right now. With, in my mind, Aiden O'Connell playing. We'll find out about Brian Hoyer in the next couple days. It might be a game time decision. Who knows? But let's be honest. Drama makes Mark Davis and the Raiders money. Even though we hate it, and we talk about it, it gets clicks, it gets views, and it makes the Raiders money. That's why my biggest fear is that Mark Davis really doesn't. He wants us to win. He wants us to bring back the legacy and build a winning dynasty and everything. I get that. But he's also selling off portions of the team to enemies, to other people. He's also allowing snakes to come into our legacy. And now all this drama is continuing and he's involved in it. And he's not firing players or kicking players off the team, or like coaches like he did in the Chandler Jones situation, whatever that's dealing with. Again, is it all good for views? And then when the Steelers and everybody that plays the Raiders in a supposed home game fills out the stadium, Raider Nation sells their tickets, the season ticket holders, because we don't have a winning product. They sell the tickets online to a Steeler fan or a 49er fan or whoever, and they probably double their money. So, then on top of that, all these people that come to the game spend money, and they fill out the stadium with Steeler fans or 49er fans or whatever fans, non-Raider fans. Mark Davis makes more money. Because if all Raider fans came, they probably wouldn't spend as much money. And why would Raider fans come when there's not a winning product? I just feel like Mark Davis, at the end of the day, as long as, if we're not winning, he'll let the drama continue. The problems, the clicks, the views, all this stuff, because it makes us money, or it makes the Raiders money. And we all know that at the end of the day, that's what they all love and they all want. Hence the move to Vegas. Because Mark Davis couldn't, as a businessman, couldn't get anything done in Oakland or even during the LA thing. But then he ran away to, banksters and gangsters and mafia and NFL mafia. And then he got money to build a stadium where he didn't have to do much. But he's also giving the team away little by little. The NFL is coming for you. Lawsuits, Gruden, drama, McDaniels tearing up the team, blah, blah, blah. Selling the team because you need money, this and that. You need money to pay your bills. Mark Davis is losing this team. Maybe it's deserved. But it'll make me sad that Al Davis' legacy can't even live on through his son. Pretty damn sad, y'all. I'm Mikey Raider. Who should start the game? Aiden O'Connell. But who will start the game? Brian Hoyer. I'm Mikey Raider. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed, and I love ya. I'll see ya on the next video with my prediction of the game. Give me your honest predictions below. Let me know your thoughts on who you would start. Will you lose respect for Josh McDaniels if he doesn't stick to his gut, that he's proven his gut? Let me know. In my mind, it's bigger than it is, but it's probably not. To us, it's a simple decision. I don't know. Will the drama continue? I'm Mikey Raider. Have a blessed day.